What you say? As far as your question, Joseph, when the United States should be involved in this kind of war, I think big guys as like United States, they have to act. They have to be reactive, not active, not actively, not being aggressive. I mean, because always big guys, they should have some patience, some tolerance. And by the way, nobody can attack America. I mean, who dare to attack America?
Well, I mean, Al Qaeda for one.
Then you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I know they get their asses kicked.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
You can't win against a superpower with nuclear bombs. Yeah, you can bomb buildings. You can bomb cities, but that's not the same thing as winning a war, though.
Winning the war, that's true. But
yeah.
what I'm trying to say is, it's not just the nukes. The United States have, I mean, the best weapons, even including when I say earlier, Israel, and when you compare Israel and Iran, they have the same kind of innovations, technology, kind of a little bit. Israel might have some edge, but it's kind of the same. But the Israelis have a better weapon. So where do they get?
And they have Sky Dome too.
Yeah, where do they get that weapon?
Well, United States, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's what I mean.
Right,
so
right.
It's not just the nukes. The United States has, of course, the highest technology, software, hardware, jamming, and whatever you say. The United States is technology-wise ahead of everybody. Even China tries to kind of catch up, but it's still a hard game.
That's props, right? I'm saying, and the people.
It doesn't sound like it the way you're saying it, bro.
The person who started NACCP was Jewish, right? I'm saying,
right.
so black people in this country
That's a different situation.
owe Jews a lot, right? I'm saying, it just giving one group credit for what they have achieved. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, okay. What other angle did you want to take a look at? You think?
Well, again, as far as this war between us three of us, we haven't decided whether this is a just war or not. Because in my opinion, it's not. Because again, Jerome mentioned it before, saying, who has the moral ground, like as I said, a bad boy in a neighborhood telling everybody, you can't have knife except me or something. Israel, she can't do that. I mean, that's not normal. But they are doing this because they think, first of all, Netanyahu is arrogant enough to do that. Second of all is that he knows that he has the backing of the United States. Without the United States, he wouldn't dare. He wouldn't dare this kind of dangerous endeavor. So that's the thing. The other thing is, as far as Mossad, from its beginning, Mossad, you got to admire Mossad. I mean, they are doing, whether it's good or bad, but they, as far as getting their jobs.
Like the devices, what they did with Hezbollah in Lebanon, the devices, you remember that last year?
Yes.
They had hundreds of them, and they went off simultaneously. Similar to what Ukraine did under Zelensky with the drones.
Russia.
I mean, it's from a military standpoint. I'm not saying, just objectively speaking, that's pretty amazing what they did. Just objectively speaking.
Here is what I'm trying to say is Mossad, as far as doing their job, they are doing their job, perfectly. But as far as the Israeli government, for instance, you mentioned for instance, having those bombs planted within another country. Which country can do that without what? For instance, when they do to Hamas, all those phones exploding everywhere in the supermarket, exploding. Imagine some other countries doing the same thing. Technology-wise, you could do that actually, but the intelligence agency planting all those explosions in those phones, that's also a great thing. But the government deciding and putting those phones everywhere, I don't think that's the right thing to do. Because
I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying it's just a technological feat. That's pretty amazing.
The way they did it.
I'm not saying I like it. In fact, I don't personally. But it's just amazing that they did. I want to throw this real quick in regards to one of the things that the development recently this week that's come that Trump, he said, well, I'm gonna wait 2 weeks and then I'll let you know about bomb Iran. One of the things now I'm paraphrasing. Trump was saying, well, you should have taken the deal before you should have trashed the 2015 deal that Obama, but because it was Obama and a Democrat. Anyway, so that's I'm saying that to Trump. He should have gotten rid of that. But now Trump is saying Iran should have taken the deal originally, then they wouldn't be getting their asses kicked right now. I'm paraphrasing. That's basically what Trump is saying to Iran.
Yes.
Now he's also saying, well, we're going to take it a step further, and now Trump is saying that even when it comes down to having nuclear energy, he doesn't have, with the JCP, I always forget the name, the 2015 Iraq deal. Thank you, deal. They still, because they're a sovereign country. And besides, forget about nuclear weapons, like what you were saying, Jerome, just having nuclear energy. You can have energy for, whether it's wind turbines, solar, nuclear, as far as energy. Every sovereign country has a right to get energy. Now they're saying they don't even want Iran to even have nuclear energy.
That's true.
So now they're taking it a step further. Now to me, and I'm just saying this, I don't have a dog in this fight as far as, because I'm kind of like what you're saying, Jerome. I'm not an isolationist. I'm coming from the point of view as a progressive. As an African American, I don't relate with the Jewish state. I don't relate with the Islamic Iran. I'm African American. I'm not ethnically connected to any of these. So it's kind of like, but now as a progressive, I do believe that standing up for human rights, that part, that's what comes out of me. And I definitely am against them saying now Trump is taking a step further and saying they shouldn't even have nuclear energy. So I think that's ridiculous. Now you're stepping on their sovereignty. And actually, according to BBC, when I was watching that earlier today, and also some articles too you can read about, now people are starting to rally in Iran. Just like they were doing, because Netanyahu, he has some legal trouble, which people forgot about because of corruption. They were like, I forgot how many several. He was actually, I think, he may have been indicted. I think their version of it, but now because of this war, October 7th, was it October 7th? Okay, October 7th. After that made him more popular, just like with George W. Bush. When the nation was attacked. It's only human. You get into human psychology and anthropology. The nation tends to come together and support the president or the prime minister. That's kind of human nature, low-hanging fruit, so to speak. Well, now it's happening with Iran. Now, because remember that the protests that were happening in Iran because of women's rights, that was the most progressive. I'm 55. I've never seen like that happen in Iran before. Now. That's starting to turn around because now they're supporting the Iranian government because Israel is bombing Iran. Now the progress that was being made from speaking from a secular standpoint, the progress, because I'm against any theocracy, which of course Iran is. And one could argue that Israel kind of is a theocracy, but not, obviously a little bit more secular. But thank you. But speaking as a secularist, I don't like the way that the theocratical society that Iran has. And it was great seeing the protests on behalf of women in Iran. I celebrate that. Now the tide is going to go the other way in support of the government thanks to Netanyahu bombing Iran.
That's true.
So I just wanted to throw that in real quick.
So I don't know if it's true or not, it could be propaganda, propaganda.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Is that the same guy that runs Iran that said that he wants to take Israel off the map? Is that him?
You mean Iran?
Did he say that?
Well, a lot of, not directly, but most of them say
Then they want to
some-
take Israel off the map.
And he's relatively new, right? Because I forgot his name, the one who died in the helicopter crash.
the president. The
No,
new
right,
president is
right.
kind of new, yeah.
Yeah, because the last year, because it was.
So not him then.
Well, no, well, there was the original, but I did another paper on the Middle East when I went to UNL as an undergrad at anthropology. I called the paper, it's called, and I still have it, it's called Israel. Is it about, I think it's Israel, Palestine? Is it about politics or is it religion? But anyway, so I've always had an interest, and I even wanted to go to Israel. I never had a chance. Maybe eventually I will, just for historical reasons. But that's where I'm coming from my interest in this. So what's your guys' interest, or maybe lack thereof? What, if I can, Mike?
Okay.
Whoever.
Well, I have two things to say about it. First of all, if you are afraid of a country having hydrogen or atomic bomb, and then if you are afraid of that bomb, you have to have first, the moral ground to say you can't have it because they have it. They have it. And then you have it, and then you say, for instance, again, if you have a marker or a pistol or something, who are you to tell somebody else, oh, I have the pistol, but you can't have? No, there is no moral ground to say that. That's one point, in my opinion. That's one. The second thing is, it's not even close to, as you said, having somebody a knife or a pistol, and then if he can shoot me, he will kill me right away. I can't defend myself. No, that's not even close to that. Before even a rocket carrying a bomb or carrying no bomb, before even it reaches Israel or any country, or when it's, when the rocket is launched, by the time it's launched, you know the direction, you know the speed, you know where it would strike. I mean, within a range, you know where it would land. You see what I mean? So with that in mind, you have plenty of time actually to defend yourself. Not like, for instance, if a guy in your neighborhood has a pistol, you have no time to defend. But as far as the bomb, it has to be carried with a rocket from Iran, and then has to travel from whichever country, has to travel these thousands of kilometers. You have plenty of time. As you can see, for instance, in current situation, all the rockets, when they are launched, the Israelis, they know where it would land, whether it's Haifa, Tel Aviv, how many of them, and then you get ready. By the way, right now, 90% of the Israelis, they are actually intercepting all the missiles. Not all, 90%. But they are getting short of those interceptors. By the way,
Yeah, I was wondering about that. How many of those interceptors do they have?
They are, the other things, they are expensive. You buy one in millions, while the rockets are in 100,000. So the math is not in their favor.
Do you think Iran might be trying to stretch it out so they're forcing the Israelis to use up their stockpile?
I mean, that could be the case, but again, as far as the question, as far as the questions from the producer, does Israel have the right to kind of attack another country? For those questions, the two answers I have is to summarize it. First of all, you have to have a moral ground to say you can do or you can't do this and that. Second of all, you have plenty of time to defend your...
Wait, hold on. No. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Okay?
What's that? Let me just...
Wait, no. Let me do the
No,
claim.
to connect with him real quick, please. I'm just going to say United Nations. No, just it's a few seconds, I promise.
Yeah.
No, and more to the point, and since these nations are signatories of the United Nations, it's in the UN Charter. They have the right to a national defense. So we all of us have the right to national defense. The question is, okay. So